I am thanking brother Bharat Mehta ji for the second time, because telemedicine also I have
Thank
the
you, sir.
great fortune of getting introduced by you.
Yeah, thank you,
This
sir.
time the additional thing, as you rightly told, Kushi, because nothing like our children and younger generation taking the mantle. And first of all, I want to thank Mathur Saab, Jain, and the whole, a team which is motivating me at 64. Because my motivator is a 92-year-old Lucknow person who has graduated post-graduation twice. So I am nothing in front of such, senior people. So coming back to the topic, especially after listening to Jain Saab and so many presentations, my job is much easier now. So to the topic, I'll talk and would like to take as many queries, questions. Next one, please. Can I go to the next one, please?
माथुर वो फुल स्क्रीन करिए ना. अच्छा ये पीडीएफ होगा. माथुर you
scroll कीजिए सब. हाँ, the summary is sir एक पहला हो गया.
इसके ऊपर जाओ.
Sir, that's one. This is the summary of my presentation. In one sentence, if you ask me what is the summary of your presentation, I'll tell you tunnel effect. Tunnel effect, I'll explain to you later. How tunnel effect is space technology, space sciences, and social engineering. So coming back to this, I'm going to try to explain this one sentence by saying that space eco-sense is cost-free. You will understand towards the end of my presentation how we can do wonders without spending any money. And this is based on what? UNESCO UNEP International Environmental Education Program. I'm very happy. Yesterday, Hari Om sir got me a link of Dr. M.K. Tiwari. He was very much involved in the environmental education by studies model in 1989. That also I'll explain how a small group of scientists, engineers from ISRO headquarters. We had the patronage of Professor Dhawan, Professor Yor Rao, and Professor M.A. Setu Rao through Vijnana Parishad. We could do a wonderful work which culminated into a zero-cost ecological and environmental studies by students. That I'll come to that later. And next is, I have learned myself a lot in the 30-40 years of my exposure to education, because it is UNESCO which says science and culture hinge together. One hinges with the other. If you are able to culturally active, you are scientific. If you are scientifically active, you will be complete only if you have cultural dimension. So the next part is which Kushi will be able to take us with more awareness on the space eco-literacy Skywatch 2020 program. When everybody was worried about life and so many news in the TV and running for life, because everybody became an astronaut like. But Kushi knows that how a group of small students, 5th to 9th standard, were working every week. And they came out with 10 weeks assignments, which we'll be discussing later. So we can do a lot of things even in the lockdown time. That is a good model we are showing. And lessons learned from that, again, she will be explaining it. What is that we have learned is, I remember what Professor Dhawan said once when I got an award in 1987 from National Institute of Quality Assurance. He made me sit for half an hour. He fired me left and right. What is that you are doing? What is required to be? What? Then he took me to his office window and showed, look at those people. They are typing the revenue papers. They don't have proper shelter to sit and work on. Is it the system you want? Show to people that it's possible to change. This is a message he told me I can never forget in my life. Then Dr. Narasimhaiah also very closely associated, because he was in the primary school level, he was classmate of my father. He was also a teacher. See, such great leaders, when you come in contact, we can never fail to learn. And towards the end, I will be discussing about the contributions done here, which anybody can do. The model we are proposing is anybody can do, and a good number of references will be given. So next one, please. Scroll कीजिए sir. Jump हो गया, एक jump हो गया.
Jump हो गया.
एक previous लेगा दी. Next.
Yeah, next one is this only.
No, there's one between, one in between. After that.
See,
but,
this.
Tunnel effect. This I always dedicate to Mathur Saab. Last time also I dedicated this. This is tunnel effect is doing a thing with social engineering, making people understand, being hopelessly hopeful. This is the essence of the total presentation. What is the example of tunnel effect? See, tunnel effect, you see, at geostationary orbit, which we call Sir Arthur Clarke orbit, 1/3 of the globe can be accessed. Having 3 satellites all over the world, you can literally link anybody. My daughter once called me from Mexico by WhatsApp. No fees, no money, no. It was free call. So that is one example. The closest example I can give you, at home, if you segregate the solid waste, 100 kg will become 30 kg of compost in 40 days. Others are envious of the energy we are having, sunlight we are having. The third example I can tell you, if you stop running water, see, running water should not be used to clean the vessels. Only the stored water should be used. Such examples can be given which are tunnel effect. So I want to just take this as a clue. And spiritually also, proper breathing is a meditation. Simple living is the best form of yoga. And if people can understand it, there will not be any fear at all, COVID or no COVID. But this sort of a tunnel effect is very much required in our life, and it's a part of our rich cultural heritage. Next one, sir. Here I want to quote Professor Dhawan, which I have used it a couple of times even in the presentation on, manned flights was there yesterday by one for a friend from Tamil Nadu and also Hari Om. See, what Professor Dhawan sir told was, the future of mankind shall be determined by the socio-cultural imperatives rather than science and technology alone. If India wants to be a guru for the whole world, we should not miss this. Because the best of the best intellectual in space has come from Dr. Sarabhai, and it has come again from Satish Dhawan. When he asked the persons who are fabricating our INSAT satellite to take our team to involve them in the fabrication, look at that self-reliance. And I need to again quote how he used to go himself and face the media, and do not allow Abdul Kalam Saab to go and face the media when it's all failures. See, this sort of a great, he's a MA English. I was shocked to know yesterday. See, this sort of complete personalities are icons for us. And it is he who told that this socio-cultural imperatives are important. Likewise, there are a good number of citations we have to learn, and we can enrich that also. Next one, sir. This is a summary of थोड़ा सा हिल दीजिए बाई तरफ से कट हो रहा है स्लाइड. हाँ ठीक है सर, अब ठीक है. Summarizing today's disasters, one is climate change. Space technology, as rightly pointed by Joshi Saab, our young students should understand. In Hyderabad, the Department of Oceanography, they say supercomputer. 80 probes are there, which have been kept in the bottom of Bay of Bengal, ocean bed. And they are floating on the ocean. There, 80 signals go to the satellite, and from satellite, it goes to our supercomputer. Within split second, simulations take place. That's how today, thousands of people used to get killed in cyclones, hurricanes. In minutes, you can predict what is going to happen. That sort of a great asset has been given by space technology. That is we are very proud of it. The second is, you will be shocked actually. Our generation has witnessed this. What is going to happen for your generation, we don't know. 198 kilometers of coast of Orissa has gone into sea. That is the effect of climate change. It is increasing, sea level is increasing, millimeter accuracy is being monitored by synthetic aperture radar satellites in the sky. India is now a proud partner of NASA to have these satellites going on. So then we used to have in Landsat 1972, resolutions which Joshi Sahab also rightly pointed out. From that 400 kilometers, 500 kilometers orbit, if we are having a very, we are fond of some colors. If our shared color can be identified by our own satellites in the sky, that shows that they are the eyes which do not tell lies. Now, from simple electromagnetic spectrum, you can understand that we have gone to the extent of radar, microwave, remote sensing. So this is the greatness that is happening. And you'll be also happy to know the technological prowess. December 18th, 2018, there was one near-Earth object asteroid coming and hitting Earth. It exploded 100 kilometers above Earth. The energy released was 5 times Hiroshima bomb. You can very well imagine meteorites, so asteroids. The Japanese are very, intelligent people. They are able to send the satellite, bring the sample from those asteroids. And maybe in the coming decades, our younger generations will be part of such a pursuance to go and reach our hand to the space explorations. So if that is the case, then let us come to the disasters. Joshi Sahab, again, I want to quote you and thank you. We cannot control the disaster, but you can reduce the risk. I'm very happy to say in Middle East, a child in the school or a homemaker is not bothered about earthquake because the child and mother are trained so well what to do in the event of earthquake. This is what is called risk reduction, disaster risk reduction. There's a very active program going on. Then comes the pandemic. Pandemic today is giving money for some pharmaceutical companies. But our rich cultural strength, immunity is really saving the Indians in the real sense. Steroid mapping, scanning, all these things, aberrations have taken place. But a doctor, you see, my daughter is also a surgeon now. And I cannot blame anybody. The curative approaches are always there, but the preventive approach you must exist. Then only the disaster can be reduced. So then comes, we used to have about 50 natural or technological disasters per year in 1900. Now we have got it increased to 200 per year. And in another 9 years, 2030, 100 million people will be having difficulty in their settlements because most of the cities are located on the coastal belt. And one may need not be happy if we are in the midland, hinterland. If the sea level rises so high, we all become submerged in the ocean. Then only amphibians can only survive. You see, that is the risk we are living with, and we have to make this planet better by looking at our lifestyle and also improving the space technology for reducing the risks. So this is what I want to focus here in the disaster segment. Pandemic, I want to just say one thing. These pandemics, biological warfare, nuclear war, everything is there. 70,000 nuclear warheads were there in 1986 when Professor Dhawan gave a talk on Star Wars, when Reagan was at the peak. But today it has come to 14,000. I keep attending the United Nations webinars. 14,000, very 76,000, very 14,000. There's a very active participation of the professionals and the civic bodies to reduce this wastage of limited resources. I still remember when me and my wife went to Japan, in Hiroshima, in front of atomic tomb. Sundays, school children come with pamphlets and appeal letters. Please put a signature on this so that your mayors can send it to United Nations Secretary General to prevent nuclear war. Because they have experienced it. You can see the shadow of a child which was burnt out when the bomb was exploded in Hiroshima. Only the shadow of the child is there. The child is no more there. If you see the museum there, that's a different thing altogether. Anyway, next one, please. Next slide. This is to say, students, first standard to 10th standard, please try to remember one thing here. On a weekly basis, satellites all over the world are pooling their data and giving to a database in Belgium. Every week, it's called EMDAT. EMDAT gives you every week either the natural disaster or the technological disaster. There are only two types of classifications made. Natural, you can understand. Forest fire, earthquake, cyclone, whatever it may be. Technological, it could be a simple accident, boats coming and hitting, vehicles hitting. It could be even release of some virus like COVID that falls into the technological disaster. So this database will give you an enormous opportunity to improve your knowledge and also think for job prospects. Come out with some solutions. This is what I wanted to share with you. Next one, please. This is again to tell you what exactly is happening. You will be surprised to know small children, 2-year, 3-year-old children will be given a mobile. Mummy will be happy in her own work. and in our own priorities. The child will be having a 3G, 4G, 5G mobile in hand. What is the radiation effect? I still remember in my school day, engineering days, a team of girl engineering students were not allowed to go to park because radiological adverse effect will be there on the matrimony issues, reproductive issues with womankind. And today, mobiles have become part of the life. We don't use it whenever required. We use it every time. And this sort of man-made technological stresses are already there. It could be even watching a TV. Watching a TV is like looking at sun. Whereas seeing a movie in a theater is looking like a moon, because moon reflects light, whereas sun gives the light directly. See, these sort of abuses are going on. We have to have something called conscience. Conscience in English is defined as capability to decide between right and wrong. Depending on our level of awareness and wisdom, we take a decision. But there's nothing harm, because previous generation, fridge was not a mandatory thing. Mobile was not all heard of. Now they're all mandatory. But the question, in even plastic, the question is not use, question is abuse. If somebody says plastic abuse, I don't agree with it. Plastic abuse-free use. There's a farak hai, some thoda sa subtle difference is there. Abuse-free use and you abuse. So this is very important for us in having an ecological footprint. People ask for ecological footprint. I'm looking at ecological headprint. So much of artificial dyes, cosmetics. How a person can be climate resilient. This is something to do with the lifestyle, and whales are being culled to have lipsticks being produced. And such chemicals are used for having artificial dyes. Use good natural dyes, no issue. It's a personal right. And I can remember one what Simpson of ISU shared with me. When mask was introduced in America, people were very sensitive. They said, you are coming in the way of my face autonomy. My face freedom you are taking away. Don't make me a slave of losing my face outlook. See, when plague was there, the same people were told what happened those times. Then they came in line and started using mask. See, that sort of an awareness was also required. Next one, please. So here afterwards, my presentation is going to stop, and Kushi will take over, and I'll give an introduction. What happened in 1989, a team of ISRO scientists, we went to a college. And involved out of 120 students, there were 60 of them. Every week, we started giving some information of their choice. They used to work 1 hour a week, come out with a report. Next week, they used to get some literature, come back again. This went on for 8 months. At the end, the result was a zero cost, ecological, environmental studies-based student model was there. This was presented, published in Hindu newspaper. Next one, please. Me and my wife, she's a professor in botany. We contributed in Hindu. It appeared in 1990, Hindu newspaper. And later on, next one, please. This was cited as one of the 20 best eco-guide models by the Earth Day Network and shared in 191 countries, 4,500 organizations. And it's a part of Earth Day Network. Next one, please. And this is one thing I would like to share with you. Last year, when we started in the COVID time, me and my wife at home, my 3 daughters, one at Bangalore, one at Delhi, and another at London. We 5, with the help of colleagues and friends, devised a flyer, pamphlet, for COVID only. You can see the washing the hand. You can see one Persian who is father of this word quarantine. And what one should do at a community empowering. And the tunnel effect is there also. Next one, please. This model is very famous. This pamphlet is very famous. It got translated to French, German, Spanish, Japanese, Sanskrit, Urdu, Hindi, Kannada, and Telugu. It went to WHO. What it does feature? Over thousands of years, community people are living through all these natural and technological disasters. What is the message? Message simply, community enabling to care of its environment is the way out. For children, it may be a very big thing. Please don't bother. It's simply to say, we should decide what we want. That's all. Next one, please. Now, Kushi is there.
Yes, sir.
Take over, Kushi.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. I'd like to start off by thanking everyone present here, because I'm very thankful for this opportunity that you have provided for me. And I know that every student sitting at home and watching this program is very grateful to each and every one of you that is present here, and probably looking at the screen in awe, hoping that one day they can achieve half of what you have. And yeah, with that, I'll start with my presentation. I'll be talking about Space Equal Literacy Skywatch program, which was a 10-week free non-formal space education campaign. Next slide, please. Yes, so this program works on educating and spreading awareness amongst future generations and younger generations through creative methods such as essays, slogans, drawings, etc. And it provides students with an outside the classroom experience and presents them with real life opportunities. Next slide, please. Yeah. So materials, methods, and results. So with spending only 1 hour a week, we can bring about huge amounts of change, and that is what this program is based on. And with the use of minimum resources and free virtual platforms, this program is not only cost effective, but it's also easily available to students all over the country. Yeah, so how we go about the program is that students are regularly email their topics of interest and topics for the week that they can work on at their own convenience, and send us their outputs in the forms of either essays, slogans, drawings, etc. Next slide, please. Yeah. So some of the lessons learned from these programs for students all over and for me myself is that this program has acted as a passage for students who want to enhance their knowledge. And I'm sorry. Yeah. I'm so sorry. Enhance their knowledge and especially in areas of their interests, and provide creative outputs on the same interests. It has educated students about major changes caused in the environment and has spread awareness in society in general. It has